Hi, and welcome to the Saved, Healed, and Made Whole podcast, where holistic health really can be simple, affordable, and attainable for you and your family. I am your host, Kayla J. Esteban. I am a biblical naturopathic doctor at Sozo Holistic Healing, where I work with natural-minded moms to find healing in mind, body, and spirit. So go grab your favorite cup of herbal tea, take a deep, relaxing breath, and we'll get started. I have to ask, how many supplements do you take on a regular basis? And have you ever done an audit of those supplements? And what I mean by that is just taking a look and seeing, like, is this something that I actually still need to be taking? And the marketing is tough around supplements. It's tough to resist. I get it. Like, it's hard not to see every supplement as this new shiny toy that we get to take out and try. And it can be hard not to just buy all the things when the marketing is so tough, is so powerful, really. And I think one of the reasons why we are so attracted to things like supplements in the Western world is because of the sort of Western ideology of health. Like, Western medicine really promises that, just pop this pill and our health problems will go away, right? And so supplements are can be sort of in line with that ideology, like just pop this supplement. And just the difference, though, is that the supplements might be more of kind of like the natural option. So you feel better about it than just, it's people generally feel better about popping 10 supplements than they do about 10 medications. So it's kind of, to me, it's almost like for some people, it can be kind of like a middle ground between like Western health and holistic health. And it can be kind of a gateway, which is a good thing, to help people get more interested in natural health. But it can also, from my perspective, be abused if we're not being careful with it. And I get it too. Like, it's hard not to believe that all you have to do is just buy this product and all your problems go away, right? Like, it's a very attractive kind of mentality because it really it lets us off the hook for taking responsibility and ownership over our daily health practices. If I can just eat what I want and sleep whenever I want and live however I want and just pop this pill and it keeps me healthy, then that sounds like a really great life, right? If it were true, that would sound really nice. And I am not knocking on taking supplements. If anybody's getting angry with me saying like, well, supplements really help, and they do. Sometimes they really do. When they're used correctly and responsibly, they can be very helpful sometimes, and sometimes can be even essential. So I am not knocking on I'm not saying supplements are evil or that they're bad or something like that. They can be really great at sometimes. Supplements can be really great just for giving us the nutrients that may be a little harder to get from our foods, especially if we're pregnant or breastfeeding or sick or something like that. We might need that extra dose that we're not able to get from our foods very well. It can also help to boost our immune system, to kill pathogens faster than our body might be able to. And they've had some really amazing results, with detoxing and with improving our health. The only thing is that if you are taking more than maybe like 3 to 5 supplements on a regular basis, you're probably taking too many. And I have seen this from people. I've seen people take like 10 to 20 supplements every day on a daily basis for, like years. And to me, this is where the intention of healthy kind of can cross the line into unhealthy. And most of the people that are doing this are not realizing it. I think they really do intend to be healthy, but they just don't realize that it's not really the best choice. And the reason why is because when you have all these different properties of these different supplements all mixed together, it can just come into this cocktail, and some herbs really go well together and other herbs just really don't. It's kind of like people, if you put 10 to 20 people in a room with you, there's going to be some people that you bond with really well. And then there's going to be other people that just drive you up the wall. And that's just life, like we can't get along with everybody, and herbs are no exception. So when you take, the more supplements you take on a regular basis, the more you put yourself kind of at risk for developing something that just doesn't gel well with each other or with your body's constitution. And it can be kind of hard to recognize, especially if you're thinking that you're being healthy, right? It can be hard to see these kind of underlying things brewing inside you that are just not mixing well. So even like taking a lot of supplements can be unhealthy, but even if you're only taking one or two, there are just, some brands that are not very safe or effective. Kind of fortunately, but also kind of unfortunately, supplements are an unregulated industry, which can have some benefits, but it also can put you more at risk for just things that are not good quality and have lots of fillers and toxins and things like that. And even if you are buying a good brand, this is just my little PSA. If you have not heard yet about being extra careful from buying your supplements on Amazon and places like that, if you're not buying directly from the brand's website, you may be getting a fake version of this product and thinking that you're getting the healthier one, and somebody might be scamming you. So I do want you to avoid that if you're not familiar with that news yet. And so if you are taking too many, or if you're taking some supplements that are not good quality, but even if you are, like, let's say you're taking like the best that money could buy and the marketing sounds amazing, and it's got all these wonderful testimonials and all these great people who have found so much healing with this product, it may be really, really great for you, but also, like, everybody's constitution and body is just a little bit different. So there are some people that just don't, it just doesn't work well with them personally, but it works well with most people. And so it can be a challenge to know if the supplements you're taking are actually doing what they're supposed to be doing, and finding out that you could be ditching a few of them instead, like cutting out some of them. That could save a lot of money, when you add it up, all the refills and things like that. If you're needing to spend money on this all, every month. And to me, it's worth it to kind of steer away from that Western model of, like, let's just give you this pill that you pop every day and you just stay dependent on it for the rest of your life. Like, that to me is becoming a slave to the system. And I don't want you to be there. I want, like, holistic health is about freedom. It's about celebrating the strength of your body and supporting your body so that it can be taking care of itself on its own and not be dependent on something. And with the way that inflation and things are at this current moment, but even just in general, like, I don't want you to be dependent on something for the rest of your life. I want you to be able to support your body as quick as possible so that you can be spending your money on things that are more important. So this is something that I work with people on in a session if you are looking to kind of streamline your health plan and save money so you're not taking a bunch of things every day, or even if you're just taking a couple things but you're not sure if it's really working or what dose to use. So how do you know what supplements you should be using? The first thing that I do when I do a supplement audit with somebody is to try to make things as efficient as possible. So what I love to use are these kind of broad spectrum, what I call superheroes. So they are herbs and other things that just affect the body in so many different positive ways. They help with so many different things that if you just take this one thing and it helps with like 20 different things, that's so much better than taking 20 different things for each of your 20 issues. Like, if you have 5 different health issues, instead of taking 5 different supplements, it would be really great to just take 2 or 3 and have them kind of overlap and cover each of them. Like, for example, aloe vera is one of my favorites, and it can help with so many things, like with autoimmune and digestion and your thyroid and pathogens. It's great for your skin, for any kind of like skin issues and sunburns and burns while you're cooking and cuts and bug bites and things like that. Like, there's so many. It even helps with cancer and stuff like that. So there's so many uses for aloe vera that using that with one thing that overlaps into a lot of things, makes it just so much more efficient and saves your budget too. Trying to detox, for example, I love using something like Takasumi Supreme that is just this broad spectrum removal of like all the yucky things. Like it helps with viruses and bacteria and parasites and mold and candida and stuff like that. So you're not needing to like do a detox or like I'm going to take this herb for the parasites and this herb for the candida, like it just is one thing and it helps with all the things and gets them out of your body. And to me, that is just a way to work smarter and not harder in health. And trying to be as efficient as I can is a big motivation for me, but the biggest strength in the supplement audits that I do with people is in the muscle testing. And if you are not familiar with muscle testing, there's different ways to do it, I'm sure. So even if you are familiar with muscle testing in general, I might do it a little bit different than you're used to or than you've seen before. But muscle testing is just basically a way of getting a biofeedback response from the muscles in your body that can tell you whether or not a certain food or supplement or herb or something is going to respond well in your body. And our bodies just have this beautiful wisdom of knowing that. And I'm also able to do this in a virtual session if you are listening and if you live further away from me. I won't take time to explain exactly how that works here, but if you send me a message, my contact information is in the show notes and I can explain to you how this works. But just rest assured that I can support anybody, whether they are close to me or further away from me. And how I personalize everything to you with this muscle testing to me is so much more important than what I was doing before I learned about muscle testing, which was just like making educated guesses based off of what I had learned. And it might generally work for most people most of the time. But like, for example, so ginger is a really great thing. It is one of those superheroes that I mentioned before. And you might be really familiar with it, like with digestion, for an example. And ginger really works really well for a lot of people. But in my experience I've worked with enough people that I've seen people who just like a couple people that I've worked with have the opposite reaction with ginger, where it becomes really irritating to their systems and it can really harm their digestion for whatever reason. I don't know, but their body knows. So for someone like that, maybe they need to take peppermint or chamomile or something for their digestive needs, and it can have the same healing ability as ginger, but it might be something that they need and that I would want them to avoid. If I just threw out ginger and they went to go buy some ginger and had a bad reaction from it, that's something that I can avoid by muscle testing on them right away. It's something that you find out instantaneously whether or not you're supposed to be taking it. Your body can respond. And it's free. It's not like I need to take a blood test from somebody and wait to hear back to see, or their allergy test or something. It's something that I can instantaneously test on their body if it's going to work well or not, and to find what's going to be the best herb or supplement to use, and also to find the dosage too. I mean, some people may need a lower dose or a higher dose than what's kind of like the typical expected general dosage for people. The other thing to consider is if this is something that you've been taking for a while, you may only need to take it like every other day or something like that. You might have boosted your body up enough with this nutrient that your body's good and it just needs every other day. And if you're only taking it every other day instead of every day, you just cut your costs in half. That's a really great thing to do. If it's something that you have been taking regularly for 6 to 12 months or something, it may be time to give your body a break. Maybe your body needs kind of a reset. Sometimes when we take something every single day for a long period of time, our bodies run the risk of developing a sensitivity, or it can kind of stop working as well for us. So if we take a break for like 2-3 weeks, a month or something, and start again, then it becomes so much more effective. You might also get muscle tested and find out that this is something that your body's done with, that it's served its purpose and it's not serving you anymore, so why keep taking it? So something like this is really important to be auditing, to check and see like, what's the most efficient way to be helping to serve my body so I'm not wasting money? What is the dosage that I need? What is going to be the herb that best fits my constitution. Do I need to be, maybe am I too sensitive to a regular dose, or am I really, really struggling and need a much higher dose than most people would expect? And how long do I need to take it? I always try to tell people, like, to test on people how long they need to take it, so they don't have this expectancy that they just need to take it for the rest of their lives, that like maybe they really only need to be taking this for 6 months and they'll be fine. And so that's something that I really want to work on with people, to audit, that you are welcome to work with me on if you do feel a need for a supplement audit, if you're trying to kind of streamline your health and make it as efficient and as safe and as healthy for you as possible. If that sounds like something you would be interested in, or you still have some more questions, the show notes have some details for how you can contact me. You are welcome to set up a free discovery call if you still have some more questions, or if you're wondering how I can kind of best serve you in the situation that's going on for you personally. And you can also contact me to book your first session if you're like, let's do it, I'm ready, I want to know, I want to get this supplements audited as soon as possible. And I also have some links there where you can take a look around my website and social media for some more information and free content and things like that. There's also a link for a little something free there too. And thank you very much for joining me. Have a very blessed day, and I will see you next time.